What's going on, YouTube? Hope everybody's had a good day today. I've been messing around with this horse today. We filmed this earlier. My dad filmed it on one of his camera, and so I can go back and kind of talk over it. Some of it's a little bit shaky. Like I said, my dad, was shaking a little bit, but it's no big deal. I just appreciate him doing it for me. I need somebody to film it. This horse I haven't messed with in a while. This is the first time I ever seen him. I didn't do anything else with him. I went to the horse and grabbed him, tied him up. I did brush him, did do that, and then we're going to get the pad on him, and then we're going to get the saddle on him. Like I said, you can tell a lot by a horse by just being around it, and he was a little bit jumpy at first. Never offered a kick or bite or nothing like that, but you definitely tell he was fresh. But, that's fine. I had a feeling he was going to do that, being, this horse didn't know me. It was kind of a windy day, and so he was going to be kind of feeling himself. But, like I said, I'm going to throw the saddle on him and get going. I'm not going to mess around about it like some people do. So, let me switch places here. But, this right here is just on the TV from earlier. But like I said, we're going to get the saddle on him. I'm not trying to, pussyfoot around about it. Trying to fix it. I go to the other side. I remember, with the saddling, you have to adjust everything. This horse is totally new to me. I have to adjust everything on there. The key thing is don't be scared. You can respect the animal. You can be a little bit nervous, let your nerves work for you. There's me adjusting the saddle, making sure it's sitting good, making sure the pads on there good. And you can kind of tell he's not real sure of himself, but this horse has been messed with. It's been a while. Now right there's the pasture I'm going to be riding in. And that right there, I was, trying to mess with the cinch a little bit. It was a little bit jumpy. Not too bad. Not enough. I think this horse acted just fine, enough to where you didn't have to do groundwork. I don't think you have to do groundwork every single time you ride. This horse has been broke. He is not a bronc or nothing like that. He didn't offer, anything bad towards me. He's curious, but besides that, I didn't think he did anything for me to have to, well, I better do some groundwork with him. No, he kind of, right there he got excited, kind of bumped me with his head. I kind of, pushed his head back a little bit. But besides that, he just, he hadn't messed with too much in a while. It's going to happen. And, when you go to saddle a horse, it's going to be back and forth to make sure the saddle's adjusted on there good. You want it to be properly done so it don't hurt the horse. I appreciate my dad filming this for me. I didn't have nobody else to do it, and he's trying to get used to it. And I thought he did just fine. It's a little shaky on some stuff, but it'll be alright. Once again, just trying to adjust the breast collar, the cinch, everything. Make sure everything's just fine, because I have no idea about this horse. It's the first time I've ever seen him in person. I got him, I saddled him up. Right there, what I'm doing, I take everything out of my pockets, my wallet, keys, pocket knife, anything that's in my pockets I take out. I understand that, yes, I'm dealing with a new horse, and yes, I can't hit the ground. I've hit the ground many times. I've been bucked off. I've been hurt. So I try not to have anything in my pockets. So that's what I was doing there. I took everything out of my pockets. I grabbed the bridle. Some people don't agree with it, whatever. This is a nice little setup to start off a horse that you don't know about. It's a little bit snaffle, and it has a little nose band over it, and that's what I use. So how I start off is I will make it too big for the horse's head. I'll adjust it. I'll put it next to the horse's head. I'll make sure it's too big so it'll slip on. And once I slip it on, it's going to be too big for him, and then I'll adjust it to the right fit to the horse's head. And that's what, I think it's a better way to put it on there too big than get it on there too little. Because right here he took the bit just fine. He is going to be chomping at the bit, stuff like that. A lot of horses do that. There's nothing. It's not too tight. It's actually too loose right there. You can see it hanging, and I'm adjusting it. And you see how he calmed down on the chewing. And as I ride, you'll see he does chew a little bit. Like I said, this right here, this pasture right here, I'll say about close to 10 acres or so we're at. We're not enclosed area or nothing like that. And what I'm going to do here in a minute, I'm going to bring this lead rope through my breast collar to my saddle horn, so I always have a lead rope with me. It's not a tie down. I'm not tying this horse's head down. Even if it was a tie down, it doesn't matter. But this is not a tie down. I just have it, so I'll have a lead rope with me. If you want to get off, lead a horse around, you have a lead rope. This is a new place for this horse also, so he's curious. He's constantly looking around. That's why, I kind of, nobody's holding on to that lead rope. I have that lead rope dropped right there. And, so he's looking around, stuff like that. He's curious, and that's okay. See, right there, I grabbed the lead rope. And if you look at his eye, he's real calm. He's not a violent horse. He don't want to hurt you. But don't get me wrong, any kind of horse can hurt you. It could be a broke horse, it could be an old horse, it don't matter. If you're timid around these kind of animals, you can get hurt. And if they know you're scared, they're going to run all over you. And that's what I'm saying, is you have to be in charge, know what you're doing, be confident in what you're doing, and then it will show in your riding and the way the horse is acting. Like I said, I'm still just trying to get everything ready. I'm about to get on him here in a minute. And what you're going to see, whenever I get on him, I'm going to have his head turned. And I have his head turned like that for a reason. And that's because this horse is new to me. A horse cannot buck if you haven't even turned in a circle. So if I had his head going straight, I didn't know him, I get my foot in a stirrup, he can drop that head, blow forward, and buck before I even get on him. So I'm going to turn his head and get on him. And I'm going to instantly start kind of turning him in circles and stuff, because I felt him kind of tense up, and he was shaking his head quite a bit. So I started turning his head quite a bit. If you disengage your hindquarters, a horse cannot buck. It will not buck. You keep their head up, you disengage their hindquarters, a horse won't buck. So here I go, I turn his head. Now I'm getting on him. See his head turned? Alright, now I let off of him. So now, see how he's throwing his head around? He wants to throw his head around a little bit, flopping around. He has his head at lead rope, not tying his head down. I'm going to turn him in a circle a little bit. There we go. We're going to start turning in a circle. I'm going to go the other way some. This is me just getting used to him, just getting a feel of him, Once you can feel a horse if you know what you're looking for under the saddle. You can feel if they're tensed up, if they're jumpy, if, you can just feel it. People that's been around horses long enough will know what I'm talking about. So, in this new horse, I'm just going to be turning him in circles for a minute, and I'm going to ride off. I'm going to get him going, and some of the film, is kind of cut off some and shaky, but it's no big deal. Right over here, some concrete that I got him on. Anything I can think of that will spook a horse, I wanted to do it. So I was over there in the concrete. Like I said, this is just one video of us messing with this horse. I'm going to do another video over it, so we don't have one long video. I appreciate it, and we will have another one coming soon.